So what's the deal with all these Viberg slides and slippers and slip-ons? Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks, and in today's video, I am very excited to be reviewing these Viberg slip-ons in Natural Chrome Excel, not to be confused with the Viberg slides or slippers. I actually spent quite a bit of time researching these because Viberg in recent years has been going down this side quest, deviating from their service boot design. How dare they, experimenting around with different, more simple slip-on type models, including slides, which these are not, and also including slippers, which these are not. These are slip-ons, and how dare you for being confused about that. These were sent to me by my friend Jen at Weaver Crafted to review and sell, so these will be up on my website for a good deal. Bottom line up front, these retail originally, I'm looking at several models, they start at $725. Not cheap for something that looks like a sneaker. Normally I have just nothing but glowing things to say about Viberg, right? They're absolutely incredible. They established the service boot. I think that they're brilliant footwear makers. In fact, proof of this, I put on my 310s today. The 310 service boot in Natural Chrome Excel rough out. But these, in my opinion, are they probably the best rendition of a slip-on that you're going to find? Absolutely. But to me, are these worth $700? No. Nothing with a rubber cup outsole to me is worth $700. I don't care what the upper is made out of. Maybe if it was shell cordovan, possibly. If you were to get these at, say, a sample sale for $300-400, that would be more in line with what I'm seeing you should pay for something like this. Yeah, Viberg did sell a slipper in color 4 and natural shell cordovan. The slippers were actually on a leather outsole. In that case, they'd be worth $700 to me. But I could almost guarantee that they sold those for $1,100 or more. So yeah, I'm looking at their slip-on in Juniper Janus calf suede. $725. They say in the US and Canada, Viberg boots size differently, so we recommend sizing down a full size, or if you have wide feet, a half size down. All widths are size E. So these are built on the 1005 last, which is a last I have not seen yet with my own two eyes. But that's the 1005 last. It was designed for cup sole sneakers. This is a type D width that is a round toe shape that will accommodate most foot types. It features extra depth throughout for a fully removable footbed, which is standard on our sneakers. The slip-on is based on a 1960s era vulcanized slip-on shoe and features a side wall stitched cup sole that is fully resolable and recraftable. So this particular pair is built on Charles F. Stead's Janus calf suede, channeled insole Goodyear welt construction, tan kip lining. It's got a white Vibram cup sole, removable leather and cork insole, cemented construction heel stiffener. They've also got them in tobacco calf suede, smog Janus calf suede, all available on the Viberg website. I will leave a link to those down below if you are so interested. If you click that link and make a purchase, I will receive a teeny tiny commish from Viberg. Please and thank you, but no pressure because I think they're a little overpriced for what you're getting. Yeah, they've got the slip-on also in Acorn Janus calf suede. All right, so let's get a look at the construction of these. Yeah, so they're Horween's natural chrome excel, an all-star leather around here. I'm kind of confused because there's Viberg branded insoles on the inside, but these came with a separate set of them. I don't exactly know why, but these are some sort of synthetic composite on the underside. It says Viberg Boots, insoles, foam, lining, cowhide, made in Mexico. So yeah, one side of it is leather, the other side is foam. A high density foam, but foam nonetheless. Most anybody that makes a sneaker is going to use a little bit of foam. I'm not entirely sure why these were included, but I'm seeing some chatter online about removable insoles. The ones that are already in there are not removable. These are in a size 7.5, and I saw somewhere that on this 1005 last, they recommend taking a full size and a half down. Yeah, on the Viberg website it says, our footwear is sized in accordance with UK sizing. As a general rule, we recommend sizing down one full size from your standard US boot size or Brannock size, which, yes, I concur with that guidance. I'm a US 9 Brannock. I wear a Viberg 8. That's on their 2030, 2040, and 310 last, but they say that their 2010 and 1005 lasts are unique and will fit 1.5 sizes larger than your standard US boot size or Brannock size. To ensure the best fit, we recommend sizing down 1.5 sizes. So what I can tell you is just by looking at these would fit me. Now I haven't tried these on because I am going to be reselling them in new condition, but as a comparison, these are my Craft and Glory hike boots in a size 42, and the Vibergs appear to be a little bit longer from the heel to the toe. Let's get another size comparison. So these are my Grant Stone diesel boots on the Floyd last, and the heel to toe appear to be identical, actually. So 8.5 Grant Stone, 7.5 Vibergs. Let's compare some Trumans on the 79 last. Yeah, once again, so the Trumans are 8.5, 79 last, Vibergs 7.5. And yeah, the Vibergs are just a little bit longer. This is probably definitely my correct size. Just eyeballing it, they look like my size. So if you're familiar with my channel and you know how I size, and if you want these, they are your size. Okay. Now it's kind of confusing because that sizing guidance, I found it on the Viberg's last sizing guide. However, when I actually click on the slip-ons and they give a size guide on the slip-ons, it says we recommend sizing down one full size. So they're probably erroneously placing that sizing guidance on the slip-ons. They probably just copy and paste that sizing guidance on all of their footwear, but I actually went off the information on the last size guide page. So if you're confused, don't be. A full size and a half down is what you should take. So there's another slip-on called the Mule. I think it's the same as the Slide, and Withered Fig did a review of these. They say that the Viberg Mule is one of the more recent additions within the last few years. Debuting in 2020, the Viberg Mule is now a regular in their spring and summer collection each year. It is one of their styles that can evoke some stronger opinions in regards to its functionality and price point. Generally, we find most customers find the silhouette and pattern quite appealing, but perhaps get held up on the age-old question of value. Is it worth it? And if they can get past that, does it wear well? We took a pair of the Viberg Mules in Safari Janus calf suede from their 2023 collection and wore it almost every day for 3 months. This pair sits on their 2030 last. It is similar to their 2030. This pair sits on their 2030S last, which is similar to their 2030 but technically modified for the lasting of their slippers. It has the same general almond-shaped toe with an E-width. Viberg originally built the mules and slippers with leather outsoles and dovetail heels. Within the last few seasons, Viberg has made generous use of the Lactae Havea sole on many of their slippers and mules. The Viberg Mule starts off a bit rigid, but breaks in like a champ. This is a nice year-round casual pair. It's a blend of casual slip-on style combined with a refined suede leather. Makes a transition from a casual beach day to a fancy evening dinner quite easy. The previous iterations sitting on top of a leather sole might have made these a little less desirable on a sandy beach, but doable. They've got a low profile, nondescript appearance from the side profile, but are magnitudes more comfortable than a leather sole. The overall feel of the Mule is just a much more comfortable and accommodating than a pair of boots. These just feel like it was intended for a comfortable fit above all. There's a bit of nuance with the sizing in the Viberg Mule. After trying out sizes 8, 8.5, 9, and 9.5, my initial choice was to go with an 8.5, which would be 1.5 down from Brannock. This gave me a snug fit with my heels barely sitting inside the heel lip. This seemed like the right pair from the perspective of spacing and length. Going up to a size 9 provided a little more room and length, yet generally felt okay. And the reviewer here, he has a size 10E foot. So again, he goes down the full size and a half. After getting some feedback from customers who had worn previous pairs of the Viberg Mules extensively, they noted that the Mules moved quite a bit, and actually having the extra room and length helped with having more of their feet volume within the upper. This allowed the Mule to grab more of your feet and as you step, and reduce the likelihood of the mules falling off your feet during a stride. These customers ended up preferring 1 down from Brannock over 1.5 down. I tested this out and went down with 1 size down from Brannock, the size 9s. It turns out this worked out just fine. I have noticed how my feet continually move or shift around depending on how I step. For some folks with a medium to high instep, they may experience some pinching or discomfort at the high part of the instep where the French binding and opening is. All this to say, I do think that many folks would be happy with going down 1.5 sizes. It's just a matter of preference. Taking 1.5 down from Brannock definitely felt better at first, but I think knowing how the Mule wears now, my heel would have ended up on the back lip more often than with the size 9. But if you're okay with the occasional hit on the back lip, then 1.5 down will serve you just fine. Go forth and be at peace with the 1.5 down from Brannock. Yes, I agree with his assessment there. The 1.5 down seems to be the right move. So it does require some break-in. You can wear them casually or dress them up. Viberg aficionados, he's gotten more compliments on these from non-Viberg aficionados than any other pair of Vibergs he owns. He thinks it's due to the fact that the Mule is a great casual style that looks fantastic. It is generally a more widely accepted style in today's world. And so yeah, he nailed it with that review. Very detailed. I'll leave a link to it down below. The Viberg Mule Safari Janus Calf Suede by the Withered Fig. They always know their shit. They always do their research. And once again, those are mules / slides, not slip-ons like these. But I feel like a lot of what he said in his review is analogous to these slip-ons. They're comfortable, laceless, easy to put on, easy to wear with almost anything. You know, they're going to break in over time. They're going to be durable. If you are a sneaker guy / a slip-on kind of a guy, then this would be a great option for you. This just is not my style, and it's just not something that I personally would want to wear all the time. But I'll be listing these on my website for sale at dalesleatherworks.com. In conclusion, do I think these are worth $700? No, I don't. I love Viberg and I love their service boots. Once again, I love everything that they've done honoring, paying tribute to the old military lasts, the World War II era military service boots. I love that. I'm not averse to trying out new things, but yeah, these just aren't me. It's not to say they aren't you, but they're just not me. So anyways, if I had $700 floating around that I needed to burn, I would much rather buy one of their service boots in Chrome Excel. Then again, I probably have too many of those as well. Yeah, I can't speak to the comfort, but from what I'm reading, it seems like they still have incorporated shanks into these, and they've done their best to make their version of a slide, of a slip-on. Viberg goes out of their way to overdo everything that they do, so I just have trust in them that absolutely they put the work into these to make them the best quality slip-on that money could buy. That is wonderful, but once again, I'm just not a slip-on guy, I'm not a slide guy, so make of that what you will. That these are just my opinions. I still love Viberg. I am an affiliate of theirs, so I will never besmirch their name, but I'm just calling it like I see it. I just don't see the value here, personally. But once again, how do you know something's worth it? It's worth it if it's worth it to you. I am not the judge or the arbiter of what would be worth it to you. So, as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. End of transmission.